This is the story of Jonah, a man who loved God, but made a choice that sent him on an unforgettable journey. One day the Lord spoke to Jonah and said, "Go to the great city of Nineveh and tell the people to turn from their wrong ways." But Jonah didn't want to go. Instead of obeying, he decided to run away from the Lord. He went to the port of Joppa. There he found a ship sailing far away to a place called Tarshish. He bought a ticket and stepped onto the ship and hoped to escape from God's plan. But God sent a strong wind over the sea. The waves grew bigger and bigger, and the storm threatened to break the ship apart. The sailors were terrified and cried out to their gods for help. While the storm raged above, Jonah was fast asleep deep inside the ship until the captain found him and shouted, "Wake up, you sleeper. Pray to your God, maybe he will save us." The sailors cast lots to see who had caused this trouble, and the lots fell on Jonah. And the sailors asked Jonah. They asked him many questions. "Who are you? What have you done? Where are you from?" Jonah answered, "I worship the Lord, the God who made the sea and the land, and I am running away from him." The storm grew worse and worse. The sailors cried, "What should we do to stop this storm?" Jonah said quietly, "Throw me into the sea and the storm will stop. I know this is my fault." The sailors tried their best to row back to land, but the waves were too strong, so they prayed, "Lord, please don't hold this against us." Then they carefully lifted Jonah and placed him into the sea, and the moment Jonah touched the water, the storm stopped at once. The sea became perfectly calm, and God had prepared a great fish to gently swallow Jonah. Inside the fish, Jonah was safe, and he was there for 3 days and 3 nights. Jonah had time to think, to pray, and listen to God's voice again. This was only the beginning of Jonah's journey, and God wasn't finished with him yet. He cried out to the Lord, "I am in trouble, Lord. I know you hear me, even in the dark and deep waters." Jonah remembered God. He said, "Though I fell far away, I will lift my heart to you." Jonah praised the Lord, saying, "Salvation comes from you alone, O Lord. I will offer my thanks and fulfill the promises I have made." Then the Lord commanded the fish, and it carried Jonah safely to the shore and released him onto the sand. Then Lord spoke to Jonah the second time, "Get up and go to the great city of Nineveh and deliver the message I give you." This time Jonah obeyed the Lord's command. Nineveh was a huge city, so large it took 3 days to walk through it. Jonah entered the city and began proclaiming God's warning. Jonah shouted to the crowd, "40 days from now Nineveh will be destroyed." The people of Nineveh believed God's message. From greatest to the least, they fasted and put on clothes of mourning to show their sorrow. When the king heard Jonah's words, he stepped down from his throne, removed his royal robe, put on burlap, and sat in ashes. The king sent out a decree, "Let everyone, people and animals, fast and cry out to God. Let them turn from their evil ways and stop their violence." The people prayed earnestly and turned from their wrong ways. They truly wanted to change. When God saw the people of Nineveh change their ways, he showed mercy and did not bring the destruction he had warned about. When God showed mercy to Nineveh, Jonah became very upset and angry. He complained to the Lord, saying, "Didn't I know you would do this? You are merciful, compassionate, slow to anger, and full of unfailing love." The Lord replied gently, "Is it right for you to be angry?" Then Jonah went to the east side of the city and built a small shelter, waiting to see what would happen to Nineveh. The Lord God made a leafy plant grow over Jonah, giving him shade and easing his discomfort. Jonah was very grateful for the plant, but the next morning the God arranged for a worm to damage the plant and it withered away. As the sun grew hot, God allowed a scorching east wind to blow. Jonah grew faint under the heat. Then God said, "You feel sorry about the plant, but you did nothing to make it grow. It lived only in the short time. But Nineveh has more than 120,000 people who don't know right from wrong. Shouldn't I show compassion for such a great city?" Jonah's story ends with a powerful truth: you can run from God, but his mercy will always run after you. In the end, Jonah learned that obedience brings purpose, and God's compassion is for everyone, even those we think don't deserve it. Like and subscribe and tell me in the comment section which Bible chapter we should explore next. Thanks for watching.